All right, so I'm Nat, and I'm going to present today on how to use my favorite app, iNaturalist. It's just the best way to get to know the world around you a little bit better. If you have the app and you first log in, it's going to look a little bit like this. Thank you, Quinn, for these screenshots. And you're going to click this observe button in the middle, and it'll ask you to choose a picture or take a picture. So it's really nice. If you see something, you can really quickly grab a picture of it and ID it super quick. Or what I do is I'll just, when I go on a hike or something, I'll take a picture of anything that I'm not able to ID on my own, and then when I go home, I get to go through all of them, and it's really fun. And so when you pick photos, I like to pick a few. I try and take photos from different angles. If I'm taking of a flower, from the top, from the side, get the leaves. And I crop them up a little bit so that the AI has a better time trying to figure out what you're trying to get it to ID. And ideally, your phone should take down like date, time, location, and stuff. But my phone is mad at me and stopped doing that a few weeks ago. And so I like to get the boring part out of the way first, and I'll click that location button. And I'll just give an estimate of where I saw it. It doesn't need to be exact. These animals move around. It's just chance that you saw it where you saw it. And then I'll go back and I'll click at the very top there, what did you see? And it'll bring me to a page that looks like this. And I like to use at least a couple of the different photos. On the top you can scroll through your photos, because it's going to give you different guesses based on what it is. Now I know it's the Mojave rattlesnake, so when I first saw the western rattlesnake, I wanted to flip through some other pictures and see what's going on there. And then you can also, on the very left, that's what screen comes up when you click on a specific species. And you can click that compare button, and it'll bring up a screen like this. So you can see your photos next to iNaturalist stock photos, which is really cool. You can flip through the different species, different photos, and try and use things like pattern, head shape, all of that good stuff to identify. And once you've picked your species, you click select, and it'll look exactly like that, and say needs ID. And so at this point, it's just waiting for another user on the app to verify your ID and let the app know that what you said you found is actually what you found. And so once that happens, it will be research grade, which is one of my favorite parts about the app, is that every single verified post on here can be used as a data point in any sort of research paper. So it's a really, really cool way to be kind of a citizen scientist. It'll automatically add it to projects and stuff. Yeah. One of my other favorite parts about the app is the explore function. So if you go off to the left, it'll give you all these fun options to play around with. It's all interesting stuff to explore. But the actual explore function is what I use the most. And so this is what the explore function looks like just on our campus here. I believe the red is invertebrates, I think blue is mammals, green is plants. Down here you can see some pink IDs for fungi. But the main way that I use the explore function is like this. Like let's say I'm trying to figure out where to go tide pooling, and I specifically really want to see a nudibranch. I can look up nudibranchs there. I would click that top one to give me the most broad search. And I can look at this map of where people have seen nudibranchs. And every single one of those little red dots you can click on, it'll give you the date and time. So maybe you're looking and you realize, oh, these are all from 10 years ago. Maybe I won't be able to find them here. Or you'll notice these are all from like 6 p.m. So that's probably a good time to go look for whatever animal or whatever it might be. And then you'll come up with something like this eventually, after years. These are all different hikes or little trips that I've gone on. And it's so great to be able to keep this record of everything that I've seen over the years. And I will very regularly just scroll through it. And, oh, I remember that trip to New Mexico. I remember that trip to Santa Cruz, Antelope Valley. And it's just an incredible way to learn more. I was mainly IDing mammals and stuff at the beginning, and it very quickly branched out into invertebrates, into plants, all sorts of stuff. Chromista is its own kingdom. Brown algae. I didn't know that until I started using the app. And it even let me put in microorganisms. It's not a center, it's a rotifer. And so that brings me to my last little point. I'm going to get up on my soapbox here really quick and say, as animal people, we love all these amazing creatures that we get to work with. But we often forget that chordates, the vertebrates that we work with most, comprise only 5% of animals. And so I don't want to shame anybody for natural fears and aversions, but I think as animal people, as we call ourselves, we should make some sort of an effort to appreciate, or if we can't even love, all the other animals. As well as vertebrates are 1% of all named species. And so using an app like this can help you learn more about all the other incredible organisms that we share this planet with. But thank you.